Hello and welcome to the daily English news program on Azerbaycan Television. With your host today, Hüseyin Lee, with most important events of the day. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham Aliyev, sent a congratulatory letter to President of the Republic of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The letter says, "Dear Mr. President, my dear brother, I am pleased to convey my sincere congratulations and best wishes to you on your birthday. Today, the Republic of Turkey has undergone significant socio-economic and scientific progress, comprehensive development, and has become a center of power, pursuing an independent policy on a global scale. Undoubtedly, all these successes are the direct result of your hard work as an outstanding statesman. We can proudly note that the Azerbaijani-Turkish relations that are rooted in the will of our peoples and are based on the principle of one nation, two states are currently at the highest level. You personally have an invaluable role in bringing our interstate relations based on friendship and brotherhood to this level. Your determination to further strengthen our multifaceted bilateral relations and strategic alliance, your open, steadfast moral and political support at all levels in the cause of the liberation of the ancient lands of Azerbaijan are highly appreciated by our people. I believe that our large-scale, effective, active cooperation in all areas, our consistent position and activities based on mutual trust, confidence and support in international affairs will continue to serve the progress of our countries and the well-being of our peoples. I wish you good health, happiness and successes in your high state activity for the sake of the peace and prosperity of the brotherly Turkish people. Sincerely, İlham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan." President of Azerbaijan, İlham Aliyev, inaugurated the Shargan Rehabilitation Boarding House in the Khazar district of Baku and took part in the ceremony to give out apartments to families of marchers and were disabled in Ramana settlement of Sabunchi district.
President İlham Aliyev took part in the inauguration of Shargan Rehabilitation Boarding House. This boarding house was commissioned in 2003 on the instruction of national leader Heydar Aliyev. Last year, major repairs were carried out here. The reconstructed 250-bed boarding house can accommodate up to 5,000 patients a year. This medical institution will provide services to patients suffering from cardiovascular, musculoskeletal, nervous and endocrine diseases. The main services are functional diagnostics, physiotherapy, medical baths, therapeutic physical training, social and psychological rehabilitation. The head of state also attended a ceremony to give out apartments to families of martyrs and war disabled held in Ramana settlement of Baku. 39-story buildings were built in the complex. A total of 1,512 apartments are equipped with all necessary social infrastructure. A school, a kindergarten and a club community center have been built in this area. According to the programs approved by the executive order of the President signed in January of this year, from 2021 to 2025, more than 11,000 families of martyrs and war disabled in need of improved housing will be provided with apartments and individual housing. Following the acquaintance with the conditions created in the complex, President İlham Aliyev met with family members of martyrs and war disabled.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham Aliyev, received in a video format Chief Executive Officer of Signify, Eric Rondola, and other senior officials of the company.
Greeting the guests, President İlham Aliyev said he was very happy to see them and recalled last year meetings held in Davos and via the video conference. Expressing his pleasure with the successful progress of cooperation between Signify and Azerbaijani partners, the head of state added that as it had been agreed in Davos, the company was implementing important projects in Azerbaijan. I was informed recently that street lighting project of Baku, Sumgayit and Shamaxhi was developing successfully, said the President, and added that the results were good and there was good level of saving of electricity. Underlining the importance of this, the head of state noted that the process of the modernization of Azerbaijani cities was ongoing and the decision was made to direct the attention to the city streets of Baku where there was no street lighting. You have completely undertaking projects in Sumgayit and Shamaxhi, and I'm sure that the number of the cities will grow in the future because we already see the good results and efficiency, said the head of state, and added that these technologies could be used in other sectors as well, especially taking into account that Azerbaijan already started reconstruction works in liberated and destructed areas. As I said on numerous occasions, we are planning to create a very modern infrastructure, including smart cities and smart villages in those areas. The process already started. Therefore, there will be great opportunity for cooperation between our relevant structures and international companies, said the head of state, and added he was looking forward to continuing the cooperation and the delivery of the first project in the very near future. This will be a very good indicator of our cooperation, and this underlined the importance of Davos meetings, not only in terms of discussions and development of new ideas, but also in terms of establishing contacts, said the head of state. Chief Executive Officer of Signify, Eric Rondola, said he was very happy to see our president put an end to the conflict. Saying that the conflict was not good for anyone, Eric Rondola added that having leaders with the ability to solve the conflicts was very important for them. Extending his congratulations on the occasion of the restoration of the territorial integrity, Chief Executive Officer of Signify noted he was very happy to see how the head of state reclaimed back the territories of Nagorno-Karabakh. The conflict was long-lasting and you as a leader found the way out, said Eric Rondola, and underlined that they had seen the images of the territories liberated from the occupation and were affected by the amount of damage they saw. Speaking of the projects implemented in the country, Chief Executive Officer of Signify stressed that the projects implemented in Baku, Sumgayit and Şamaxı will be completed by the end of April. Thanking the guests, the head of state said that this was a historical achievement not only for Azerbaijan but for the entire region, and now there was a big opportunity for the full integration of the region. Speaking of the new opportunities for all the regional players with the end of the conflict, the head of state said that during the time of the occupation those territories were completely destroyed by the Armenians, and already projects for electricity generation, construction of railways and highways kicked off in those territories. I think that Baku, Sumgayit and Şamaxı projects, they really demonstrate the high performance and efficiency of your company. We have new plans and we have already discussed these plans in respect to other big cities and territories liberated from the occupation. We are developing a master plan for the reconstruction of every city, and the lighting of streets will be an important part of that, said the head of state.
Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Azerbaijan responded to the accusations of the Minister of Foreign and European Affairs of Luxembourg, Jean Asselborn, of Azerbaijan's military attack that led to numerous destructions in Nagorno-Karabakh, and Turkey in its support during his speech at the 46th meeting of the UN Human Rights Council. This accusation is an indicator of the biased positions as it demonstrates not knowing about the situation in the region and completely contradicting the relevant principles of the international law, reads the statement. Quote, why then Jean Asselborn, who is trying to portray himself as a defender of human rights, never raised a question in the UN Human Rights Council or other relevant international platforms regarding the fact that Armenia occupied 20% of the internationally recognized territories of Azerbaijan for almost 30 years, carrying out bloody ethnic cleansing in those areas and grossly violating the fundamental rights of more than 1 million Azerbaijanis. Maybe the Luxembourg Foreign Ministry is not aware of the fact that during the military operations launched by Armenia on September 27, 2020, as a result of another military provocation, the Armenian armed forces purposefully targeted civilians far from the combat zone and killed more than 100 innocent Azerbaijanis. Turning the issue of human rights into a matter of political bias will not bring pride to anyone, including the Luxembourg Foreign Ministry, the Azerbaijani Foreign Ministry stated. For 30 years, Armenia has planted $340 million worth of mines in the occupied territories. Dmitry Vinogradov wrote this in an article titled Endless Minefield of Karabakh. Armenia wasted hundreds of millions of dollars. That was published in Svobodная Pressa. The article notes that since the peace agreement had been signed, over 50 people, including Russian peacekeepers, were blown up by mines. The author writes that since the end of hostilities in November last year, 27 square kilometers of Azerbaijan have been cleared of mines. About 40,000 munitions that could pose a threat in the future have been found. The total value of mines and exploded ordnance found in the area alone is estimated at $3 million. According to the article, during the years of occupation, Armenia spent 50% of its military budget of 2020 or 10% of the state budget on the mining of Azerbaijani territories. A group of foreign media representatives visited Agdam district, liberated from the occupation. The goal was to inform more extensively the international media on the Khojaly genocide. Initially, the journalists visited Juma Mosque and inspected the surroundings. They saw with their own eyes the inhuman deeds of our lost neighbors, the ruined city. They also met witnesses of the Khojaly genocide. The horrors of the night of February 25-26, 1992 were heard directly from the people of Khojaly. Foreign media representatives were also shown photos in connection with the Khojaly massacre taken by world-renowned photographer Riza Dagati. The author himself informed the guests about those days. 126 infections with the novel coronavirus were registered in Azerbaijan. 142 people recovered after treatment and were released home. 3 people who earlier tested positive for COVID-19 died. The overall confirmed cases in Azerbaijan have reached 233,770, with 228,299 recoveries and 3,209 deaths. The number of active infections is 2,262. Due to new infection cases over the past day, 5,438 tests and overall 2,576,454 tests have been conducted in Azerbaijan, the task force under the Cabinet of Ministers reported. That was all for the day. Thank you for being with us and see you next time.